I ask that you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Jason McGuire, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You can be seated. Well, thank you everyone for coming in this morning. We have a lot of people coming from about 9 different counties today, and very excited to have this forum and an opportunity. We have many great candidates, and it is really a sacrifice for candidates to be trudging around the state, going to different areas, and it shows their commitment and their dedication to want to get to know everyone in all the different regions. And I really appreciate all the candidates who have made the effort to come today and to get to know our region, Finger Lakes region, and we just really appreciate you taking the time out of your schedules to do that. I want to acknowledge today some of our area chairs and other dignitaries. We have from Steuben County, Joe Simplinsky, our Steuben County Chairman. Step. Thank you, Joe. Sandy King, Yates County Republican Chairwoman. Woo, Sandy. Tom Fox, Seneca County Chairman. We also have Lee Davidson, the former Seneca County Chairman and all-state committee member. Let's see, Cheryl Heary, Cayuga County Chairwoman. And Roberta Masserini, who's also the Vice Chairman. Thank you so much for coming. Patrick Hammond, who's representing Assemblyman Gary Finch. Annie Chiwico, representative for Senator Patrick Gallivan. Is Chelsea here? Chelsea, make it yet. Chelsea will be attending. She is representing the Monroe County Conservative Party, so she'll be here shortly, I'm sure. Thank you. We have with us as well today, we have Joe Perry and Jocelyn Van Gelder, who is representing the Wayne County Republican Committee and representing Bob Oakes. And the state committee members. We have Reed Robbins, who is the chair of the Ontario County Conservative Party. Let's see, we have also with us today, and Jason McGuire, of course, he has like 500 roles, I never know, but he is also the chair of the Livingston County Conservative Party. Thank you so much for coming. And we'll go over his other title in soon order. And also I have some of my officers with me. Chris Catt, the great Chris Catt. Where is Chris Catt, our vice chairman? He's also our official timer. So he's wearing 2 hats today. Phil Beckley, where's Phil Beckley? Phil Beckley, is he here yet? Second vice chairman, not yet, okay. Andy Fredrickson, my wonderful treasurer who holds my life together. Thank you so much. We have also with us Bonnie Liu, who's our state committee representative. Bonnie Liu, thank you. And am I forgetting anyone? This is the part of the thing where you freak because you think you're going to forget someone's name. So if I did, it is absolutely not on purpose, so let me know if I've done it.
We have Bob Schwarting here from Yates County. He's our Deputy Commissioner for the Republican Party from Yates County.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you for coming. I'm going to ask at this time for our governor candidates to come and settle in over here. We have signs where you could be seated and microphones here, but if you could just get yourself ready as we're getting started. And I would like to introduce for you, and I'm going to let them just give a 60-second overview of who they are, but I'd like to introduce for you at this time. We have Senator DeFrancisco, who also serves as the Deputy Senate Majority Leader for the New York State Senate. Thank you, Senator, for being here. We have Joe Holland, who is a former member of the Pataki administration, and we appreciate he took a far trip out here. Thank you so much for coming. And Joel Giambra, who is a former county executive for Erie County. Thank you so much. So at this time, gentlemen, I'm going to ask you in a second. I'm first going to have Chris Katz stand up and tell us what our format's going to be for the timing, because he's our official timekeeper. Just remember, that's the official timekeeper. So yes, Chris.
Well, I'm happy to be recognized for my ability to tell time. That's the best word.
That would not be me, trust me. Not at all.
Okay, so each of our gubernatorial candidates will have around 5 minutes to introduce themselves, tell us more about their background, where they come from, and what they want to do for the state of New York and the Republican Party. Then we have questions and answers of various folks from different community organizations such as Scope, business community, people of that nature will ask questions. We have about 8 questions. Each candidate will have 90 seconds to answer those questions. We'll give them a 15-second warning when they're coming up on their time, and we look forward to hearing what they have to say. And thank you certainly for coming to Ontario County and the Finger Lakes region to share your vision for New York State. Thank you.
Thank you. And gentlemen, if you would, we'll start with Senator John DeFrancisco. If you would just give us a little overview of yourself.
Thank you. First of all, however, I would like to vent on behalf of all 3 of us. You know, we've been going around the state trying to get as much notoriety as possible to get the Republican nomination, and all 3 of us are trying our darndest to convince all of you. What's very frustrating to me is that when we see people talking about, well, maybe there might be some other people coming in. There might be some other people coming in. We're not chump change here, okay? We're the real deal, and we really believe we can take the banner and run this election and win. And so, now that I've vented, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Everybody likes to talk about their humble beginnings if they have them. My father was a house painter, never finished high school. We had 2 people who went to college in my family. And there were 2 uncles that married 2 of my mother's sisters. So I went on to school engineering. I got an ROTC scholarship, went into the Air Force. After I went to law school, I ended up getting a degree in engineering and then went on to law school to practice law. I fought for everything we had. We had debt up the gazunk when I got married right out of college. We paid that debt off. I had a successful law practice. And I think I've had a successful political career. What I'm most noted for, I think, is my frankness, sometimes to a fault. I say what's on my mind and I do what I think is right. Just a couple things recently that I think are important. This Route 81 is a big deal. I got the whole state delegation, Republican, Democrats, and the like, to recognize the effect that it would have not only on Syracuse, but the Finger Lakes, if there's not a north-south thoroughfare, rather than just have the community grid that causes people and trucks just to go the fastest route away from the main arteries. I led the charge on that. What's going on right now, the Sora plant that was built, $90 million of taxpayers' money, $90 million. Now they want to give another $15 million to a company whose CEO went bankrupt on another deal that he was supposed to do in Rochester. And they want to get it approved without telling us what the deal is. It's wrong, and that's what's wrong with this administration. I can give you other examples I might be able to later. But you need a fighter. I've been on the courthouse steps telling Andrew Cuomo in this corruption trial to man up. And you know what I was told by Christine Quinn, the former president of the City Council of New York City? I must have hit my head in the 50s, because I'm talking like somebody from the 50s, because that comment, man up, is misogynistic and sexist. Well, we found a comment from Nancy Pelosi that basically said, ask Paul Ryan to man up. So we responded by saying, is Pelosi sexist and misogynistic? And the last comment was, lighten up, Christine. We could win this race. We will win this race. And his numbers are tanking. And what's his response? What does he do when his numbers tank? He gets a dog. He gets a dog. Like he's a human being. He likes dogs. Well, if his numbers, I said this on Fred Dicker's show, if his numbers keep tanking, he's going to have to get a cat. Because that's the way he reacts to everything. Not substance. Not substance. But what we talk about is all form, all political gibberish, and I could give you many examples. So, I have the fire in my belly. We can win this thing, but we got to get together sooner rather than later. It's a long campaign, but it's got to be a long campaign in order to compete with $30 million that he raised through his pay-to-play scheme in government. But we can raise money as we go through. I've got $1.5 million I'm starting with because I was fiscally prudent by not spending the money I raised in campaigns when I didn't have serious opponents. Once this catches fire and once his numbers start tanking and the fear factor goes out of contributors, the fear factor goes out as to what he will do to them, that momentum is going to continue. So I would appreciate being your candidate. I want to be your candidate, and I will not disappoint you. So thank you, Trish, for having this. This is a great event, and thank you all for being here.